Welcome to Social Media Basics for Business. This is your final lesson, Lesson 10, Refresh and Repeat. I'm Robert Killen, Director of the Lane Small Business Development Center, and it's great to see you here. In this lesson, we're diving a little bit deeper into metrics, which we talked about in the last lesson, Monitor Your Results. Here, we're going to answer the question, what are you really going to learn from these metrics, and what do you do with that knowledge? So let's dive in. In this one, I get to share another favorite quote, this one from Henry Ford. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. I mean, it seems pretty simple, but how often do we bang our heads against the desk wondering why we're not getting different results when we haven't changed anything to get different results? That's what this is all about, is optimizing your social media activity and changing things up, leaning toward what's working best. That's what this is all about. So let's answer the first question. What am I really going to learn from these metrics? Well, some of the basic things we already discussed. You know, a like. What does a like tell you? A like tells you that you've created content that somebody is willing to say, you know what, I agree with that. I can support that. I'll give it my thumbs up. A share, on the other hand, is a stronger version of a like. Somebody may like something, but that doesn't mean they're going to share it. So what's the difference? For a share, that means that you've created content that somebody is willing to claim as their own statement. They're willing to state that along with you. And so they share your content so that others will know what they think. That's a share, much more powerful than a like. And if you go all the way down the list to the bottom, you've got conversions, which is the ultimate metric. That means you've actually generated content that is causing a buying reaction. Once you're able to do that consistently, you are a winner in this space and you don't need me anymore, because that is the ultimate metric, and that's what we're always shooting for. There's additional learning that can go on, what I'm calling relative effectiveness. And this is where you monitor different aspects of your posts to learn what's resonating. For example, what type of media is getting shared most? What type of media is generating the most activity? Is it an image? Is it video? Is it a blog link? Is it a podcast? Whatever it is, figure it out. Spend some time looking at the types of posts that tend to be winning in the space. You can also look at your content that way. Is it educational, informative? Is it entertaining? Is it some combination? What type of content is winning? Character and hopefully the personality or character of your content is all built around your brand voice, so it's fairly consistent. But even within brand voice, you can move away from from quirky to professional. You can make some changes. There will be differences in your content over time. So can you see something that is resonating more? Perhaps quirky is resonating better than professional, and you want to be buttoned up, but quirky is winning. So maybe you need to lean into that a little bit. And finally, the time of the post. So what day of the week? Was it Wednesday at noon? What time of post seemed to be working best for you? Once you've figured all of that out, then you can strategize for the next round of posts. Strategize around what's winning and move in that direction. And you can formalize this process through what's called split testing. And split testing is simply taking two pieces of content that are somewhat different, but both of these pieces of content are designed to generate the same result. They're both designed to have somebody click on a link that goes to here, right? You put them both out there at the same time, see who wins, and then the next time you take that piece and you build two new pieces of content that are sort of aligned with that, but are somewhat different, and then throw those out into the world and see who wins. And you continue to do that time and time again. And I'm not even going to say until something. I recommend that you do that forever, that you are constantly monitoring results through testing like that. Because as you do that, every iteration, every generation of your content will get better at reaching your client, at communicating or connecting with them, and ultimately causing a reaction that you're looking for. So it's an excellent strategy to consider. So that's what you're that's what you're learning. Now, what do you do with that knowledge? Well, I just discussed it. What you do with the knowledge is you redesign your content, and not only your content, your strategy for delivering it, when it's going to be delivered. But you redesign your content based on what is working. You build around that, continue to monitor, and continue building on whatever is optimal. And then you want to systemize this whole process. And what that could look like is taking a period of time, maybe it's 2 hours on a Tuesday, when you are going to take a look at the results from the prior week, figure out what worked, what didn't, and then give yourself notes, or whoever's generating your content, give them notes on what's worked in the past and have them build out new content based on that knowledge so that in the following week, you're building optimized and generating and producing optimized content. If you do this, you can't help but improve. Refresh and repeat is a can't miss strategy to improve your results over time. You just have to do it. Okay? You can't help but improve if you're comparing what works to what doesn't work and leaning into what works. You can't help but improve over time. That's actually the end of the video for lesson 10. Your next step is to go to the assignment, open up your social media action plan, fill out section 10, and then move on to the last page in this class, which is final thoughts. And there I'm going to congratulate you for completing this, share some follow-up opportunities to help you implement what you've learned here, and ultimately help you build an online presence that will fuel your business results. I'll see you there. Cheers.